Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Poke Zoo Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. This is a guitar. I don't deal in many. I used to sell millions of guitars, not millions, but I used to sell tons of guitars. I do it very, very sparingly nowadays. Only when I can find a guitar that really has the magic, that really has the mojo, and it's a lot harder than people think. People always send me an email, well, what's better, this guitar or this guitar or this? It depends on the individual guitar. I'll drive an hour, hour and a half, one way sometimes to look at a guitar, and if it doesn't have the mojo, magic, and resonance, I don't buy it. Most of the Joe Passes are okay. They sound pretty good plugged in, but most of them don't ring out unplugged, and that's the real acid test of a great guitar, is how it sounds unplugged. Does it ring out? Does it have the magic? Does it ring? Have that resonance? This one does. This is an incredible guitar. Now, I have hardly any in fact, the sound I'm hearing playing this guitar unplugged is louder than what I'm hearing in the amp. That's how little amp I have on it. This guitar really has more of a kind of a high-end sound. It's beautiful too. It's an older one made in Korea. It it does not have a case or bag. I'm a great packer. But, if you're stressing about $50, $100, maybe go find a cheaper one, but you're not going to find anything even near this value, and that's not bullshit. These older ones made like in the 90s in Korea, if you find a good one, they're just a huge value. In fact, I actually bought a Gibson L5 once from Mundell Lowe, who was a great player. I think he passed away, but he used to play in the Merv Griffin show many moons ago, and he actually loved it. The Epiphone Joe Passes, if you find a great one. It's a lot harder to find. This is not sales BS, guys. It's a lot harder to find a great guitar than people think. The great ones are few and far between. Most of them get snatched up at the factory, or it comes into a music store and some sales guy at the store plays it and goes, man, I just gotta have it, and he buys it. But see, this guitar has that resonance. If I turn the volume all the way down, you can kind of hear it. I know I'm using a really cheap Zoom Q3 with super small cheap mics. But you can hear that ring. It's like the top is more relaxed, and the whole guitar has a resonance to it. Now, like again, I have hardly any volume on my amp at all, because I'm trying to get the acoustic sound in there. But this one's $649. It's it's got a beautiful setup. It plays great. Lots of fret left. The flame is beautiful on the sides and the back. And like I said, it just really has a beautiful sound. It's got half flats, half wounds on it, which I don't even think they make anymore. But this would be a great guitar for the Guitar Ladder System too. It's really hard to find a great Joe Pass, and it's really hard to find a great jazz guitar for 6, 7, 8, 9,000. Because they just most guitars, it's very rare that you find one that really rings out. You can hear that. Like I'll find myself grabbing this guitar, 10 o'clock at night and chilling on my bed playing it and just happy as hell, without even any volume and no amp involved, because it just has a resonance. You can kind of feel the tone, It's almost like the top is a little more, relaxed. Might be one way to put it. Let's do cycle 1 in the Guitar Ladder System. If you really want to make some growth, invest in $199. Just go to stevezookguitars.com. Don't overthink it. Don't procrastinate your procrastination. Just invest in the Guitar Ladder System. You'll feel great, because it's about progressive learning. It's about learning to wake up and use the sleeping giant called your subconscious mind. Left brain only gets you so far. It's really slow. It's really methodical. It puts everything in a box. But when you integrate information, when your subconscious mind integrates information and assimilates it, and you build a reservoir, kind of like a musical knowledge reservoir in your subconscious mind, it's a ton more. It's light years beyond left brain learning. Pat Metheny calls it progressive learning. Pat Metheny got an honorary doctorate at 19. He's a very sharp, very conscious, very aware guy, not just a great composer and great guitar player. But he's talked about this too. All the great musicians have learned. One of the reasons they got to the level they did because they didn't, use so much analytical left brain type, learning, like people like Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery, even Pat Metheny. I mean, sure, they learned, what a major 7 is and what a 7 sharp 5 is, etc. But they did a lot of ear training and a lot of improvisation, which is the key to musical growth, But anyway, I'm really going to miss this guitar. This is really, I mean, I've sold a lot of all kinds of jazz guitars, and I've sold a lot of, I've been selling guitars for 35, 40 years, and I've had a lot of them come through my ears and my hands. So you can't substitute that knowledge and experience for anything. And I really know guitars, folks. In fact, archtops really is my field of expertise. I'm not an idiot on other guitars, but archtops I really know. And it's really hard to find a great archtop for $1,000 or less, or even more than $1,000, because most of them just don't ring out. I've also got a blonde Oscar Schmidt with 17-inch wide with a really rare one-piece back that sounds great unplugged, and it's made by Washburn. It reminds me of a really great Washburn J6S, or it actually sounds better because of the one-piece back. It's got a beautiful unplugged sound. It's got a big L5, Wes Montgomery type sound plug, but with more versatility. That's a really nice guitar too. I deal in very small amounts of guitars these days. But yeah, this Joe Pass really, like I said, I hardly have any volume on the amp, but I'm going to keep it that way because I'm trying to, so you can hear the unplugged sound. It's got a beautiful, it almost sounds like a solid carved top. It's not. But the Korean companies, the company that made this was probably Samick. They really used some great wood that was treated correctly, older wood. I mean, there's a lot of components to a great archtop guitar. The kind of wood, how long it's treated. Maybe it laid around the forest longer, even if it's a high quality laminate. But this guitar just really has I'm not warmed up at all, so, but anyway, if you could use a great jazz, like I said, people always email me, what's better, an Ibanez this or an Epiphone Joe Pass or whatever. It really depends on the individual guitar, okay? And if you really want to make a lot of progress on guitar, just go to stevesatguitars.com, order the guitar ladder system. My guarantee is a year. You have to use it for a year, and then after a year, if you don't agree you made a ton of progress, I'll send you your money back. But again, I've been studying the science of neuroplasticity for over 30 years. You make your best progress when you don't focus on progress, when you don't focus on results. It clogs up the channel. It's like a hose with dirt and rocks inside the channel. There's a channel that's open to your subconscious mind, which is a giant, and it will help you learn and just take a quantum leap, but it's natural, like riding a bike downhill. But if you're always analyzing and categorizing and trying to figure everything out, you're clogging up that channel to the subconscious mind, which is a giant. So the guitar ladder system is I've spent probably over 40 years with the material, but it's also learning how to kind of cooperate with the science called neuroplasticity and how we best learn. And they've proven through the science of neuroplasticity that when you don't focus on results, you just stay positive, you stay in the here and now, you don't overanalyze, you respect the subconscious mind, you let the subconscious mind do its job. Just like if you tried to consciously tell your whole body how to run itself, yeah, right, That's one extremely complex thing. In fact, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But the subconscious mind, runs everything: your kidneys, your heart, your whole nervous system. I mean, we are a walking miracle, and the subconscious mind is a miracle. And when you learn how to incorporate the subconscious mind into your learning, it's light years beyond normal left brain learning. Now, I'm not saying it's not important to know, what a 7#5 is, or, minor 9, 7, whatever. But there's a very nice, happy balance between all that. But when you do my guitar ladder system studies, you just play them and listen, and you don't need to pick it apart, because most great music doesn't stick to one genre. And if you're always sticking to diatonic harmony, if you're always trying to figure things out, if you're always trying to follow rules, you're greatly limiting your growth. Because great music is beyond definition. It's kind of a Zen thing. It's kind of a mystical thing. It's a gift from the universe. But your personal growth on guitar and understanding music are greatly limited when you try to put everything in a box. You try to analyze everything. I've had people send me CDs, and they were real into all the rules, and God, they just sounded terrible. I mean, it played okay, but the music sounded really stiff. If you want to hear some of my original music, go to stevezook1 dot, not D-O-T, but an actual dot, bandcamp.com. Steve Zook, the number 1, not spelled out, and then dot, a little dot, bandcamp.com. My CDs reviewed at Vintage Guitar Magazine. If you want to check out the review, get some cred. I'm not saying all this as an ego trip. I'm just trying to get some cred here. Just go to vintageguitar.com, put Steve Zook in the search, read the review of my CD. In fact, the guy that wrote the review of the CD has bought guitars from me. But this is a lot of guitar for $650. Really don't want to negotiate on it, because I drove a long ways to get it, and it's just a tremendous instrument. Plus, with me, you don't have to pay tax. If you buy this, and then they've changed the tax rules now, which is kind of crazy. It used to be if you buy out of state, you don't have to pay tax. But if you buy this for $650 from a music store, and they ship it to you, you're going to pay another, $50 or so on tax and everything, So, but bottom line, it's like, I for some reason the saying's been popping into my life a lot lately from other people. It's interesting. Don't trip over $1 to save a penny, Have a little common sense. But this is a lot of guitar for $650, and I'm a super great packer. It will get to you safe. This guitar has resonance. It's got that, like I said, it actually sounds to my ear a lot like a solid top, because like I said, even if laminate wood is high quality, it's dried correctly, maybe it laid around the forest a long time, and these older guitars made in Korea in the 90s, if you find a good one, they are a huge value. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I could have a newer Joe Pass here and play it, and it would be like night and day difference. It wouldn't have the ring, wouldn't have the resonance. There's a depth. Hear that sustain too. It's beautiful. This in the guitar ladder system would be your ticket to ride, man. You'll make a lot of progress. But yeah, when you play this guitar, even unplugged, it just sounds beautiful. It rings out. It has sustain. It has resonance. It's really. I was really excited when I got this guitar. I got it from a great player, by the way, too. That's always one of my keys. Is I've been dealing with people for a long time. I've got people that will only call me once every couple years. Steve, I'm moving, or I have to get a new roof or whatever. I'm going to sell a guitar or two, and so even if it's a bit of a drive for me, I usually work out. And I don't make much money on this stuff. I just enjoy having it. I make a little something, but it's not much, not as much as you'd think, But I just like having him around for a while, and it's fun, One of these days, when I get things like this, I won't sell it, because it's really hard to find these great guitars are few and far between. Anyway, like I said, I have hardly any volume, but you can hear that. Hopefully you can hear this unplugged sound like I'm hearing. Probably a little. It's a warmth. anyway, I'm going to stop right there. This is a gorgeous guitar. It just looks so beautiful on a stand or on the wall. It's got the really beautiful flame maple. You might see some little, minor marks on the back or the top, like little lacquer checking things, but I don't see anything. I think there's a little might be a little ding right here, but it looks great. I mean, like I said, the guitars made in the 90s, not all of them. It's hard to find the great ones, but if you can find a really good 90s made in Korea guitar, they are just very, very strong value. And this guitar has really nice everything. It's just got all this pickup's a little bit angled. That's not a big deal. I actually prefer it because it's less magnetic pull, because the covers get magnetized, and when they're slanted there's less magnetic pull, so I think it even sounds better like that. But anyway, this is a gorgeous guitar. I'm really going to miss it. It's got a really rare, the back of the neck has got some kind of figured flame in the middle. It's got a 3-piece neck. Necks like this are rare. I don't see them that much on the Joe Passes. This one's got, like I said, a beautiful strip in the middle of the neck that's flamed. That might be quarter sawn, it might not be, but it's got that flame in the middle of the 3-piece neck, which is rare. You don't see that too often. This is a lot of guitar. Like I said, you know what, just for a second I'll go just a slight bit of volume, but I was kind of trying to show that acoustic quality, like I said, but if you've been looking for a nice, actually you can still see that it's got such a strong acoustic quality that you can still hear it really, See that sustain? A lot of guitar, folks. But if you've been looking, to buy a really nice jazz guitar and you don't want to spend $3, $4, $5, $6 grand, you don't want to spend $1,500, you don't want to spend $1,000, you want to be in less than $1,000. It's not easy to find one, folks. It's not easy. And like I said, this business is a labor of love to me. I hardly make anything. I think I lost money last year doing this, but I don't care. I love chasing guitars. I'm addicted to it, but I pass them on, and I don't, I just work out of my home, so I don't have a huge overhead, although I do pay overhead here. But anyway, if you could use a great jazz guitar and $650 is in your budget, I really don't want to haggle about it. I'll just keep it if nobody wants to buy it. But somebody's going to buy this. Somebody's going to realize the value here. Like I said, you might be able to find one out there for a little bit less. But, like I said, don't trip over $1 to save a penny, because in the long run, you're going to go backwards. Great setup. That's kind of a Martino lick. I mean, it's my own lick, but I'm using a diminished 7 arpeggio, and then I'm kind of going down the half step, whole step scale, and I'm kind of using an augmented 7 as a splash there. Anyway, this is available. I'm really going to miss it. It's really hard to find a great Epiphone Joe Pass, but if you can find a great one made in the 90s, if I had a store, I could I would get more for it than this, but I'm okay at $650. Yes, you got to pay some shipping. I'm a great packer. I'll pack the hell out of it. I don't know if I don't think I have a spare bag or anything like that. If I do, I'll have to charge you a little bit, but I'm a really good packer. If I have to be happy with the pack job, and I spend a lot of time on packing, so I'll get it to you really safely. I really prefer wire transfer. I've had trouble with PayPal. I have 100% positive feedback on eBay, and it was never my fault, any problems with PayPal. I think they just got too big and just got too paranoid, but I've had a couple little minor issues with them, and they're just a pain in the ass. It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and I really prefer just, maybe a wire transfer on this, or just so you can even just send me a check, priority mail, get to me in 2 or 3 days, but I really would prefer wire transfer. If you do the wire transfer, I'll kind of help you with that wire transfer fee. I'll send you a free, like say 3 guitar ladder system studies as, help make up for the little wire transfer fee. But yeah, if you really love guitar and you really love music, I'd highly suggest go to stevesatguitars.com. Invest the $199 in the guitar ladder system. It's over 100 studies, video and chart, and it will really help you discover hidden talent that you don't even know you have. It really works, But anyway, this guitar is available. You can call or text 714-548 0385, or email me, Steve Zook, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. Like I said, or call or text 714-548-0385. Don't try to hit me up through the YouTube Messenger thing. It doesn't work very good, and it's hard. But yeah, this guitar is gonna call to somebody. Somebody's gonna hear this guitar and see it, and you're just gonna go, yeah, man, that's nice. It really is. And when you move the back, it's just the flame just kind of dances. It's just an absolutely gorgeous, stunning back. I think this is my favorite color for the Joe Pass. I think I see a little line right here. It might just be a smudge. You know, you probably need to clean this off, anything. But like I said, you might find a couple minor scratches here and there. But it looks absolutely gorgeous. You know, I think that's probably smudge, but I'm not guaranteeing it. But yeah, this is such a nice guitar. So you can hear the magic. See that mid bass? The magic is in the mids and the mid bass, and that's where most arch tops are super weak in the mid bass. This one's not. This is a lot of guitar for $650. All right, I'll rest my case. I'll miss this one, and it just plays beautifully. All right, folks, take care. Again, you can email me, Steve Zook, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. Or call or text. My phone goes to, I don't know, my phone's been tweaking lately. It goes to voice really quick. So leave a message or text me or whatever, or call and leave a voicemail, 714-548-0385. But if you could use a guitar that sounds like something you paid like 2 or 3 times more for, this is it. That's not sales BS. Take care. Bye-bye.